welcome back to my channel. My name is Morgan and I have post-viral fatigue syndrome, chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, and gosh, I don't even know what you want to call it, central sensitization. And I am here to film an update of my health. I've honestly tried filming this so many times, you guys, and I hope I don't delete this one because I feel a little more upbeat, a little more happy in this video, and I don't sound so upset. So hopefully I will keep this video, get it on the channel, and feel confident enough to post it. I don't know what it is about these videos, but every time I try to upload them or film them and upload them and actually share, I just end up not posting them. And I don't know what my problem is, but I think, see how my eyes just go down? I think I just get really defeated and sad and I get shameful. So I have to try to be strong and post this. Okay, so I'm gonna really try this time, okay? If it makes it, great. Just know that it has taken me a long time to get this up here. I don't know what it is about this, but it's been really hard. I wish I had better news, but I've been treating a lot. So let me just focus on my treatments and not focus on sad stuff. That's the goal of this video. I don't want to focus on being sad because that's when I get upset and doubtful and just don't even want to post the video. But I want to get this up there for people that are suffering, because I don't want the world to think that they're alone in that. You know what I mean? I notice that these videos help a lot of people. So I want to help people just through my story. Please don't take my word as the final word. You guys really do need to speak to healthcare professionals. I am not a healthcare professional, so please, I can't answer any of your medical questions. So if you do reach out to me and I don't respond to your medical questions, it's just, please don't take it personally. I just don't know, and I don't feel comfortable answering, because there's a lot of other underlying conditions with fibro, with central sensitization that need to be addressed, because a lot of conditions develop from these conditions. It's it's just, everybody's so different and everybody experiences fibro so differently that it's just, I can only share my story and my experience with people. I have been really struggling health-wise. I did take a little bit of a dive. I passed out recently, and I viewed it as just a really bad fibro crash, but it just really spooked us. I just really went down, and I lost consciousness. And then of course it really escalated, to all of my professional doctors, where, my neurologist, my cardiologist, my gastroenterologist, and it's just kind of manifested into a whole other slot of issues that need to be addressed. So now what's happening is I've developed a lot of stomach problems. I definitely have issues with my GI tract, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. I definitely am getting, that's manifesting more and more, I'm noticing. I just have a lot of weird quirks that just keep happening to me. If it's not really bad migraines, it's okay, well now it's going into, IBS. And if it's not IBS, then it's really bad body pains. And I notice that it's my body needs, it's almost for me, it's my body needs to express itself somehow. It's all right, this pain receptor's turned off here, so we're going to the stomach. And then it's oh, stomach's not gonna, for some reason, I don't understand fibro. And it's hard to explain fibro. I'm gonna use fibro very loosely because I'm really talking about central sensitization as a whole. It really stemmed from post-viral fatigue syndrome. That my conditions actually stemmed from post-viral fatigue syndrome at the end of 2018. I got hit with a child virus really, really bad, and it manifested into post-viral fatigue syndrome, then manifested into, because I had my body experienced a form of PTSD from how bad my virus was, and then it just kind of escalated into a central sensitization where I got fibromyalgia features. But I say fibromyalgia because everyone kind of understands that word, and it's easier for me to communicate with people better by just saying the word fibromyalgia. So if you hear me say fibro, it's really not fibro per se. It's kind of all of these things under one umbrella, the dysautonomia umbrella. It's not autoimmune, it's dysautonomia. So please try to grasp that if you can. I say fibro because people just get it, you know? If you're talking to a stranger and you're like, oh, I have central sensitization, they're like, they don't get that. They're like, oh, what? But if you say fibromyalgia, they're like, oh, yeah. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's just easier for me to communicate. And that's just kind of how I learned to adapt and adjust to the condition. By the way, if you're curious, so I'm just going to use fibro because I think it's easier for people to catch on. It just seems like my body tries to communicate its fibromyalgia in all weird, crazy ways. And I think it puzzles people. Like it almost makes you, I don't like to use the word crazy, and I don't like to use the word unbelievable because it's not true. Because it's like one day it's like, I'm like hunched over, like terrible body, like stomach pains, terrible like irritable bowel syndrome symptoms, and just awful. And then it's like, oh my God. And then you're loading up with medication from that. And I'm talking Pepto-Bismol's not touching it. That stuff just doesn't even touch IBS symptoms, and you know it if you have it. Then it's like, oh my God, all right, you got that under control. Then it's going to the migraine. It's like your body, my body can't just like, it's gotta be in pain somewhere. That's how I feel. It's like my body always needs to be acting up in some form. And it's just, I feel like everything people do to cope with fibro and doctors, it's all just like topical. It's all just like throwing medication at symptoms. That's how I've been functioning since 2018. It's just, all right, okay, IBS symptoms. Now for me, I have like actual IBS medication that I now need to be on because passing out in public restrooms on the floor, I was found on the floor passed out. That's very scary, especially for your husband who's just like, waiting for you at the dinner table. You need to be medicated for that now. It's scary because it was happening more than once. So it's just all very like throwing medication at symptoms for me. So it's been a ride. It hasn't been easy. Passing out is really scary. I'm very groggy afterward, and then a lot of tests are involved, just ruling everything out, ruling seizures out, you just have to kind of, when something new happens with fibro, like passing out and losing consciousness, you really do have to go down the whole testing route again, just to rule out everything else to make sure it really is IBS. Because fibromyalgia, you have such a crazy amount of symptoms that it really could be one day something other than fibromyalgia. So for me, I was tested most of my tests were done in 2019, 2020, right? So for me, then I took a break from all my testing because it was like, all right, I took so many tests. My arm was like a pincushion, like from all the blood work I took, I took a break from all my testing because I really it was all ruled out at that point. Had my diagnoses. I traveled to Mayo Clinic twice. I was like, I needed a break. Like, it is what it is. I have it. I needed everything to settle, calm. But then after passing out, it's like, all right, it's been about a year or two. It's 2023. It's been about a year or two since I've had some serious testing. Passing out was scary. I need to restart everything again. I gotta make sure something else hasn't manifested. So that's kind of what I've been in the process doing. That's why my videos have been a little slow, haven't been really feeling well. Everything's been a little chaotic. It's just been a lot. I did about 2 years ago, I did try physical therapy. You guys saw that on my channel. It didn't end well for me with physical therapy. When you have my conditions, fibromyalgia, our conditions, you become very deconditioned, right? We hate exercise. I hate exercise because what happens after exercise? You crash really hard. You're in it. All these symptoms that I'm talking to you about flare up, and then you have to deal with an insane amount of pain, nausea, brain fog. You have to deal with all this just from exercise. And who wants to do that? Really, it's a lot. So you want as low activity as you can, and you only want to stay within your boundaries. What doesn't make you sick? Right? That's how you live your life. That's how I've been living my life. Whatever I do is what's not making me sick. That's how I live. Well, that's been heavily deconditioning me. I've gained probably over 20 pounds since moving, because I don't know what happened there. I think just the move may have thrown me off. Stress, maybe. I just stopped caring what I ate, maybe. I don't know what happened there. Probably just the more stress, the more symptom flare. Probably just once you gain weight, when you have what I have, how are you gonna lose it? You're not exercising it off. You're not running it off. Yeah, good luck losing that, you know? So I think from moving, it really just kind of threw everything off for me. Because change for a fibro patient hits us harder than a healthy person, otherwise healthy person. So the move, as much as I wanted the move and I desperately needed this move for my mental health, physically was awful. Like, this move has taken a toll on me tenfold. So I did put on weight, you know, and deconditioned as I was already didn't help. So I've been dealing with just that, and as a result, I think it's really hurt me, like my mental health. It hasn't put me in a major depression by any means. I'm so thankful to be closer to society. Like, I don't, you know, I'm not in some dark, like, sad state. I'm just not happy physically, but I'm also not like shut out over it. I'm just pissed off because, like, my clothes don't fit me, and plus I'm deconditioned on top of it, and I'm just a weak person physically. Mentally, girl, don't come for me, but physically, I'm just... So as a result, physical therapy 2 years ago was just hell on earth for me. I just don't think I was being understood. I don't think I was being listened to. I was crying a lot. It just really didn't end well, because I think I was being pushed too hard. You can't push a fibro patient past their limits every time they come into your clinic. You just can't do it. The person, it's just not going to end well. For the kid, like, I was living pain, and I was crying, and I was begging, and, like, I wasn't being listened to. I don't know what that was about. That wasn't cool. So in that respect, I did think my physical therapy was a joke, because I don't think I was treated with a lot of respect there. I mean, I could talk about it, but I'm just not going to. It is what it is. But since moving, I have different healthcare facilities available to me now where I live. And I started aquatherapy. And obviously I have I'm working with different people now. And I've attended 3 aquatherapy sessions. It's in a pool, and it was recommended to me by my rheumatologist, and they said sometimes aquatherapy is easier on fibro patients or on the body just because of the gravity and the movements underwater. It sometimes works better for fibro patients. So I started that, and you can see the smile on my face, because I actually have been really enjoying it. A lot better than regular physical therapy. The water is warm, so that doesn't brace my muscles, but it wipes me out. I'm exhausted after physical therapy. And when I get out of the water, the difference in gravity just from standing up out of the pool really screws me up. Like, I actually get very dizzy, and I really do need to sit down and be monitored a little bit. But the pool is really, really nice, and I've really been enjoying it. Doesn't come without its challenges, because I'm sore, I'm exhausted for the entire day, I'm useless for the rest of the day after it. I've actually been really liking it. I mean, 3 times, we'll see how it's going. Hopefully I get stronger. So the goal of my physical therapy, because people, you know, I think I just have zero strength everywhere. I mean, just the way my head sits on my neck there's zero strength there. I mean, I'm that deconditioned. So I just need some type of like muscle. Like I have no strength because of the amount of pain I've been in. So that's what I'm hoping from physical therapy. So a little more energy, probably not getting that, but I'm gonna just put that in the universe. I love some more energy, but I just want some strength. Please God, just some strength in my legs so I don't walk bow-legged, so I don't shake when I stand. Like, I gotta get a little more conditioned. Please God. Please God. Let me tell you something. Everyone who busts me from planting a rose bush, they think, oh, it's like tough shit. Yeah, it's not, because I'm very deconditioned. I can't even, like, trust me, planting rose bushes don't do anything for you, sweetie. Trust me. Ask my therapist, they'll tell you. I'm not doing much. I'm that deconditioned. So let's not even go there on Morgan's physical activity, because let me tell you something, there is none. Moving on. Okay, so pain. Updates on my pain. I am heavily reliant on Botox for back pain. Botox in my back is crucial at this point. I know that because once the 3 months is worn off, I can feel it. Like I'm in major pain in my back. And actually, I thank God got my Botox the couple days before my physical therapy, because if it wasn't for that Botox in my back, I probably wouldn't be able to do it. I have to get Botox injections in my muscles, in my back, because of how tender and in pain my pressure points are. What Botox does is it basically just like freezes and numbs my muscles so I don't feel it, and it relaxes my muscles. And when she infuses my Botox in my back, oh my God, they just relax and I don't feel the pain as bad. Back, like in my neck, and then of course all like in my back and then my neck, and then they don't go past your shoulders though, because it's not, I mean, it's only supposed to be for here. They can't go past my shoulder blades, because like then that's like you need some, I don't even know. But pressure point, it's like fibro, because like when you have fibromyalgia, now I am speaking directly towards fibro pains, because we have those trigger points, pressure points or pain points, whatever you want to call them. They're called pressure point injections with some sort of Novocaine. I don't know exactly. I've never heard of it, but my doctor talked to me about it, and she's like, you never heard of that? And I was like, no. But yeah, apparently they exist. And I was like, sign me up, because I am like, I can't even move. So yeah, so that was, we only did it in the one section though. So the one point in my back where it was like, she could see like the whatever, she named the muscle. I don't know what it was, but it was like sticking out at her. Like she's obviously trained to this, and she could see my muscles just sticking out at her. Like she could see them like protruding, because of, you could see it. To a trained professional, you can see it. You could see my deconditioning. You could see my muscles, my tender muscles being screwed up. Like they can see it. So anyway, that's what I've been up to treatment-wise. That's what I've been up to health-wise. That's what I've been focusing on. Shots for migraines. That's been a thing for me. So yeah, I'm still heavily treating, heavily having symptoms. I fully adjusted to being this way, so I'm able to cope more, but I am very verbal about this condition, and I do talk a lot about it on my Instagram, because that's just how I cope. I'm just very outspoken about it, because as a person on the internet, I'm a very honest person, and I like to talk about things, and it hasn't been easy. I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy going through this. You know, mentally it is very hard, and I do have a lot of brain fog issues, but I'm not comfortable talking about that because I think it hurts me. I think that's when I get my feelings really hurt. Finding the right doctors is, I always say this in every one of my videos, is absolutely crucial. Just finding the right physical therapist is crucial. Just finding your right treatment doctors are crucial. Because let me tell you something, your life is gonna be very hard without them. If you're struggling with this, I wish you luck. I just wanna let you know that you are not alone, and don't give up on your dreams. The world is not over. Don't give up on life. Don't lose your zest for life. Don't lose your taste for life. It's okay to still want to be fabulous, even in your situation, because the goal is to never stop improving. Even though you were set back a gazillion times, like I feel like I was totally set back, I'm still gonna keep pushing forward because like I have a zest for life. You always have to keep that zest for life. Okay, so try to get off that couch and find some type of, my zest for life is skincare and animals. So my zest for life is skincare, you guys. How odd and random is that? Okay, but guess what? It is. I love skincare. And guess what? I could sit down and do it, and it makes me feel good. So find something that makes you feel good, that's like low impact and makes you feel good about yourself. That will give you your zest for life. I love you guys. Sending you gentle hugs, and I hope you feel better soon. I love you. Bye.